Margaret Turner was 79, yet her heart still fluttered with the softness of youth. Each step she took was careful, each breath gentle, but inside there remained that small spark of hope, longing for love, connection, and the warmth. A family, her house smelled faintly of lavender, the scent clinging to curtains, blankets, and even the old carpet. Knitted throws draped chairs, photographs lined the walls, and every object whispered stories of a life lived with care, sacrifice, and love. Her husband had passed 20 years ago, yet his presence lingered in the rooms. His chair sat by the window, untouched, yet comforting. And then there was Andrew, her son, her pride. The heartbeat that had carried her through decades of quiet struggle. She had raised him alone, often whispering encouragement late at night. You are enough, always enough, and you can do anything if you try. She had worked long nights at diners, stitched torn clothes, patched broken things, both literal and emotional. And through it all, she had laughed softly, gently, even when her heart felt heavy with loneliness. She carried her pain quietly so Andrew could grow boldly and grow heated, tall, confident, handsome. But life has a way of changing hearts. Slowly, imperceptibly, until one day, the person you loved most becomes a stranger. Vanessa arrived. She smiled easily for the cameras, laughed with Andrew, but whenever Margaret entered, her smile faltered, her tone sharpened. Margaret tried to bridge the distance. She baked pies, knitted scarves, complimented her perfume, even when it burned her throat. She giggled nervously every time, hoping, praying. Maybe today she would be part of the family, but Vanessa's eyes never softened. Ha ha ha, you'll grow into those knees one day, I promise. Sleep tight, my love. You're braver than you know, stronger than you believe. Always enough. One morning, a phone call filled her with excitement. Andrew's voice rang with joy. Mom, guess what? We're taking you to Florida. Sun beaches, a family vacation. You deserve it. Margaret laughed, breathy and overwhelmed. Oh, you want me to come? Yes. Pack your bags. We leave tomorrow. She spent the night folding dresses carefully, packing sunscreen, hats, snacks. She imagined the sand beneath her feet, the warmth of the sun, Andrew's laughter. Maybe this trip would bring them closer. Margaret's hands trembled with excitement. It wasn't Andrew. It was Vanessa, sunglasses hiding her face completely. Andrew will meet us at the airport, Vanessa said flatly. Come on, we're late. Margaret climbed in, suitcase clutched tightly. She tried to start conversation, gentle words floating into the air. Vanessa answered with clipped hums, eyes fixed forward. Silence pressed down on Margaret's chest like a heavy stone. At the airport, Vanessa walked quickly, dragging Margaret along until abruptly, wait here. I need to handle something, Margaret's voice trembled. Do you want me? No, Vanessa said sharply. Just stay. Margaret sat on the cold bench. She hummed softly, tapping her fingers on the suitcase. 10 minutes passed. 20. 50. She tried calling Andrew. Nothing. Vanessa. Straight to voicemail. Her chest tightened, her stomach knotted. She whispered, they wouldn't leave me. Not like this. Not my Andrew. Oh, Andrew, don't cry. I'm here. Always. Finally, she approached a staff member. Excuse me? Flight 289 to Miami? Has it departed? Yes, ma'am. 20 minutes ago? Her hands fell to her lap. Her suitcase slipped. Her lips parted, but no sound came. Her heart shattered. Slowly, painfully, piece by piece, hours passed. She sat frozen as the airport rushed around, hurling suitcases, echoing announcements, people rushing past. Memories of scraped knees, bedtime stories, whispered reassurances collided with the cruel present. She was alone. A security guard knelt beside her. Ma'am, are you waiting for someone? Tears blurred her vision. I was. Can I call someone for you? She shook her head. There's no one. He offered tea. She accepted with shaking hands. Sipping, she whispered softly, thank you. You're very kind. Funny strangers treated her better than her own family. Taxi ride home was quiet. Outside, city lights stretched and blurred. Margaret whispered again, over and over. Why did they leave me? Why wasn't I enough? At home, her phone buzzed. A message from Andrew. "Mom, we needed this trip alone," Vanessa insisted. "I hope you understand." Margaret let out a soft, broken laugh. Ha ha ha. "Oh, Andrew, I understand too well." Days became weeks. Pain lingered, but slowly clarity, courage, and quiet determination emerged. She began venturing outside. Grace, her neighbor, waved. Margaret had always said no, always waited, lingering in hope Andrew might appear. But today, she whispered, "Ah, maybe this time I'll say yes." She joined the garden club. Laughter returned. Ha ha ha. Tears came too, but they now healed. Rather than crushed her, always reach for the sun, Margaret. Life's too short to stay in the shade. Months later, Andrew appeared unannounced, confused. "Mom, why didn't you call? You've changed." Margaret met his eyes steadily. "Because I learned that love doesn't mean abandoning yourself for others," Andrew faltered. "Mom, we didn't mean you did," she said quietly, calm, warm, and it hurt. But pain opens doors we never knew existed, and I walked through mine. Vanessa shifted behind him, uncomfortable. Margaret smiled peacefully. "Thank you. For what?" Vanessa demanded. "For teaching me how strong I truly am." Margaret stepped past them, humming softly, her spirit lighter than it had been in decades. Sometimes those who leave us behind unknowingly push us toward the life we were always meant to live, and Margaret Turner would never abandon herself again.